What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about Keldon Johnson, the rising star. Keldon Johnson was in the same draft class as Zion and Ja in 2019, but fell to the 29th pick in this draft to the Spurs. He came out of Kentucky and fell to the Spurs' second first-round pick in that draft. He spent most of his rookie year in the G League, but had a chance to play in the bubble and played really well. In fact, a lot of people noticed. He earned himself a strong role this year, and he made the Rising Stars team, which is really crazy. He's only 21, and this was really his first season play. His general play style is getting points in the paint, and he isn't a great three-point shooter. However, he has had some games where he shoots amazingly. He's 6'5" to most people, and he plays a power forward for the Spurs. He's undersized a little bit. He started most of the season, too. Before the season, it was said that Coach Popovich, the Spurs coach, really liked him, so all of us should have really seen him this coming, combined with his bubble performance. He really had this great season coming. I mean, we should look to have high hopes for him in the future. He really burst on the scene in the bubble, too. His nickname is Big Body or Mustang. Big Body because his physical play style, and Mustang because of his hard work and wild, energetic play style. There was 17 power forwards taken before him. Most seem pretty solid so far, but in redraft, the Mustang would go way higher. Out of Keldon Johnson's 69 games he played this season, he started 67 of them, almost all of them. All of these stats are from the 2020 to 2021 season, and he's 6'5", 220. On top of that, he's on top of all his starts. He averaged 28.5 minutes a game, getting many starts. And this many minutes in your second year in the league with the Spurs is very hard. He managed to get 12.8 points per game. He shot 47.9% from the field on 10.2 attempts per game and 33.1% from three on 2.6 attempts per game. His efficiency field goal percentage was effective field goal percentage was 52.2%, and he shot 74% from the free throw line, which on 2.8 attempts per game, which is okay. It's not great. All his efficiency has gone down from last season and his bubble performance, but that's because he played 17 games last season in the bubble, giving a small sample size, and he's given way more responsibility this year, earning himself more minutes and a starting role in the regular season. He had 6 rebounds per game and 1.8 assists per game. Not having a ton of assists is normal for any player with the Spurs, so I don't think we should worry about this assist right now. It might be a worry in the future if he becomes good enough. He only has 1.1 turnovers a game, which is good to see that he's not giving the ball much, especially since he's a starter. And I'm sure Popovich likes that. He averaged 0.6 steals and 0.3 blocks per game while having good defense and an undersized second-year power forward. With his good defense, he only had fouled 2.1 times per game, which isn't a lot, especially for an undersized power forward. His most points per game this season was 29 points, which isn't a ton, isn't how much I thought it was, but it's still good. It's still good for a second-year player like Keldon Johnson. At the start of the season, many people didn't know who Keldon Johnson was because he wasn't on a great team, and he wasn't on an exciting team like the Spurs. He had played in the G League last year, and yes, many big YouTuber like Treese made a video on him, but I'm sure a lot of people still didn't know who he was. Keldon Johnson went mostly unnoticed throughout the media this season for those two same reasons. But people started to notice him after he appeared in the Rising Stars game. Most people think any Spurs player has high potential because they're on the Spurs and they're great at developing. And while the Spurs are known for their development, I don't think you can chalk Keldon Johnson just because he's on the Spurs. Keldon Johnson is a future star for this team. Whether he plays power forward or small forward in the future, I can see him succeeding. I can see him leading this team. Once his name is more well known throughout the league, I think the refs may call more fouls in the paint so he can get in the line more. He'll have to up his free throw percentage. It's not that good right now. It'll probably go down if he takes more free throws, but he has to get better at that. Many Spurs fans know I love Keldon Johnson, and many Spurs fans love his potential. I just hear them smiling. I just see them smiling whenever I mention him. He improved a lot from his first to second year, though we couldn't really see a lot of the change because he was in the G League. He really did improve a lot. Through the start of the season, he was more aggressive, shooting a ton of threes. He was just on fire at the start of the season. This wouldn't last all season, of course, because he cooled down for the rest of the season on three-point percentage. He just shot a whole lot less more threes the rest of the season, and instead of trying to get his points from the outside, he instead got them from the inside more often. A lot of dunks from him. Exciting dunks. Go look up Keldon Johnson dunks. They're insane. Keldon Johnson overall had a bit of a streaky season, which is fine for someone his age. Keldon Johnson potential is really the sky. Many people think he's a great shooter. Popovich loves him. He will get the minutes he needs in the future. He has the athleticism. Keldon Johnson is the full package. He may not be scoring 20 points a game by next year, but I think he'll eventually get there. The Spurs normally ease players into their system throughout years, and even though coach likes him, he probably won't be responsible for most of the Spurs points next year, maybe even the year after that. We should be patient with him. Be patient with Keldon Johnson, I'm telling you. I'm confident that he is good. He will be one of their leading scorers in the future. Just be patient if he's not there next year. His potential on offense is high because it's a combination of shooting ability and athleticism. Yes, he's a 6'5" power forward, but in today's game, I don't think that hurts him. I think he's a positionless player, really. He could play shooting guard. He can play a lot of positions. I don't know if he can play the small ball 5, or the point guard, but that's fine. 3 positions is enough, and he can probably guard those positions. I think any Spurs fan can confirm his ability to drive is already one of his best on the team. There isn't much downside offensively when talking about Keldon Johnson, which is why fans love him. He could work on his playmaking, but I don't think that's too much of a worry right now. Defensively, Keldon Johnson has the tools to be great, and he's really just learning how to use his tools, use his abilities to his advantage. He has high upside on defense and could be a defensive stopper in the future, though his height at 6'5" might limit him. He has great length, though, so that really helps him on defense, even though his height is only 6'5". Overall, Keldon Johnson is one of my favorite young players, and I think he'll gain a lot of hype in the following seasons due to his potential and being on the Spurs. The next Kawhi we might hear, which could be leading this team. It would be interesting to see if DeMar DeRozan leaves, and if he does, watch out for Keldon in the media or on the news next year. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like and sub if you want. See you next time.